Hello there, lovely people, it's Alex from Nintendo Life here. Now, Sakurai has revealed all of the new characters that we're going to be getting as DLC in Smash, and if you didn't know who they are, they're Corrin from Fire Emblem Fates, we've got Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, basically we already knew that, and indeed Bayonetta from Bayonetta. To say the response has been mixed is a massive understatement. Opinion is completely divided on this matter. Obviously, not every single character that every single person wanted could possibly be in Smash, that's just completely unrealistic. So if you happen to be a little bit salty about all this, let me try and take the pain away just a little bit by giving you reasons as to why these characters were chosen over other characters, perhaps even the ones that you may have wanted. Let's start with Cloud. Now, Cloud is clearly a fan favourite, that goes without saying, and what with the whole Final Fantasy VII remake coming out, it makes sense for such a popular character to appear in Smash. There are plenty of Final Fantasy fans out there, and 7 is often considered to be one of, if not the best in the series, so to have that represented just makes sense. He also fits the Smash aesthetic very well, what with his Buster Sword being the size of a city and everything. His over-the-top character ties in with the wacky, colourful Nintendo types very well indeed. Moving on to Corrin, now this is probably the least out there of all the new characters. Sakurai and the rest of Japan are absolutely bonkers about Fire Emblem, so it makes sense that the latest entry gets some representation. Of course, Fire Emblem isn't quite as big in the West, but choosing characters that are equally popular in all regions would just be impossible. Also, you have to bear in mind that Sakurai, for as wonderful as he is Japanese and is therefore unintentionally biased towards characters popular in his own country. But let's face it, she is still better than Shrek. Bayonetta's reasons for being chosen are so clear they outright pointed out in the direct. Bayonetta was the #1 choice of the Smash Ballot in realisable characters. We can assume that she was not #1 overall, otherwise they would have said it, but then again the amount of people who probably voted for joke characters is likely to blame. She's extremely popular, lends herself superbly to Smash Bros, and has distinct ties with Nintendo. It's a no-brainer really. On a more personal level, I have to say I think that all these characters are fairly decent inclusions, if not really good ones, but all for their own reasons. Cloud, despite not being that particularly interesting for me, having never played Final Fantasy VII, is clearly an extremely popular character, and they're always good to have because if you can satisfy the majority, you're doing something good. He also looks like he's got a really unique moveset with the whole sort of limit break functionality and everything. I think it's going to be a really interesting feature. I had no idea Corrin was a character until this release video. I know that sounds terrible, but funnily enough, I have yet to play Fire Emblem Fates. Nevertheless, despite feeling that perhaps we've reached saturation point with all these Fire Emblem characters, I think that this inclusion is a really good way to get the word out there that Fire Emblem Fates is coming and it's gonna be great. As for Bayonetta, well, let me put it this way.